占有这份力量。这份威胁来自他们的主人元傲之主。下一步计划也该开始了。伟大的元傲至高神，救救我！
If you're interested in more content, I've shared additional audio stories on my website link in the description below. Swallowed Star Episode 221. Luo Feng sweeps through Yuan Ao's secret realm. The golden toad's red eyes signal certain death. The giant axe ventures alone into the universe sea and is on the verge of falling. After the Swallowed Star movie ends, Luo Feng now possesses Universe Lord-level strength. He has also become the Galaxy Lord and reclaimed ownership of Earth. Soon after, the two-faced ancestral god of the ancestral god religion summons Luo Feng. He assigns Luo Feng a mission: take the golden toad and head to the Yuan Ao secret realm. There lies a strange object originating from the universe sea, capable of threatening the entire original universe. As long as Luo Feng encounters any life form that causes the golden toad's eyes to turn red, it means that being is connected to that object and must be completely annihilated without exception. Luo Feng soon arrives near the Yuan Ao secret realm. On a desolate planet filled with barren mineral deposits, he confirms his position. This is the closest location his servants can reach. He immediately switches his divine body stores, his earthling body inside his inner world, and the form of the Blood Cloud Hall Master appears. Summoning the Blood Cloud Hall, he transforms into a streak of light and enters the dark universe, flying at full speed toward the destination. With his ability, he could have used continuous teleportation to travel faster, but this is merely a routine mission for the ancestral god religion. There is no need to exhaust himself. Continuous teleportation for days would cause severe fatigue. Traveling by the Blood Cloud Hall is slower but far more stable. While Luo Feng travels, a major event concerning the future of humanity unfolds in the human primal secret realm. The Chaos City Lord and the Giant Axe founder float in the void. The Giant Axe informs Chaos that he is about to enter the universe sea and will be gone for a very long time. The responsibility of protecting humanity will temporarily fall to him. Hearing this, Chaos City Lord frowns. At their level, a long time means at least an era. He cannot understand what in the universe sea could require so much time, given Giant Axe's strength. The Giant Axe explains that he has obtained a fragmentary map of a deep region within the Qingfeng realm, one of the most dangerous zones in the universe sea. Even true gods can become permanently lost there. But it also contains countless treasures, even supreme treasures. Chaos is both shocked and delighted, proposing to accompany him. But the Giant Axe refuses. He explains that deep within the Qingfeng realm lies a soul attack capable of putting even universe lords into eternal slumber. Even clones cannot resist it. He promises to strictly follow the map and avoid the most dangerous regions. If anything goes wrong, he will immediately return. After finishing his explanation, the Giant Axe teleports away. Chaos City. Lord remains in place for a long time, silently hoping he will return safely with treasures. 8 days later, Luo Feng arrives at the Yuan Ao secret realm. He returns to his silver-armored, silver-winged form and takes out the golden toad given by the ancestral god. The ancestral god had said that something harmful to the origin of the original universe is occurring here. As long as the toad comes within 100 million kilometers of the target, its eyes will turn red. Luo Feng's mission is to locate the source. Before departing, Luo Feng had already gathered intelligence. The entire Yuan Ao secret realm belongs to the lone Yuan Ao Lord, an extremely powerful special life form. Long ago, due to loneliness, he plundered populations from weaker races across the universe, taking over 100 million from each. He placed them across 12 vast continents and allowed them to reproduce. Through endless divine wars, he tempered strong individuals. Over countless years, dozens of universe venerables and thousands of immortals have been born there, yet no second universe lord has ever appeared. Luo Feng plans to investigate the 12 continents one by one. However, a problem soon arises. The golden toad's sensing range is only 100 million kilometers. Even the smallest continent exceeds 1 light-year in diameter, while the largest approaches 8 light-years. Even if he teleports 10,000 times per day, it would still take 10 days just to cross the smallest continent. To scan all 12 would take tens of thousands of years. Fortunately, scanning does not require much effort. Luo Feng splits off a thread of consciousness to handle movement and detection. while devoting the rest to cultivating the beast god path and the secret pattern diagram school. Days pass, then months. Half a year goes by. Just as Luo Feng expects a long search ahead, the golden toad, dull for half a year, suddenly turns bright red. For the first time it reacts. Luo Feng immediately stops cultivating and flies in the indicated direction. He dares not probe too far with divine power, fearing alerting the target. Anything that draws such attention from the ancestral god religion is definitely not simple. During flight, Luo Feng carefully scans the surroundings with intangible divine power. A chase catches his attention. A burly knight named Boa with a scarred face is fleeing desperately on a beast mount. He once served the Weian family fighting on battlefields, only to be humiliated, even having his maid taken away and gifted to others. Unable to swallow this insult, he swore to become a saint and return for revenge. But the Weian family gives him no chance. They send over 100 knights, even deploying a fire-winged dragon that only a 9th-tier knight could match. Soon his mount collapses under pressure and he is surrounded. Just as he prepares to fight to the death, everything freezes. Luo Feng appears before him. With a wave of his hand, he moves Boa thousands of kilometers away. Terrified Boa immediately bows. Luo Feng says little. While speaking casually, he quickly reads Boa's memories and learns about the continent's situation. He also confirms that the source of the golden toad's reaction is a being known locally as a legend. Luo Feng appreciates Boa's unyielding spirit. He casually takes out an ordinary universe-grade fruit from his storage. With precise control of divine power, he channels all its energy into Boa's body. In moments, Boa is directly elevated from a 5th-tier knight to universe-level rank 9. After this trivial act, Luo Feng leaves without hesitation, stepping forward and flying toward the mountain range where the legend resides. Meanwhile, Boa experiences unbearable pain as his life genes skyrocket. When it ends, he opens his eyes. His vision now spans vast distances, his senses enhanced millions of times, and all scars gone. He clenches his fist. His heavy armor, once indestructible, shatters like mud. He discovers he can now float in the air. He flies wildly, performing complex maneuvers, laughing in excitement. He has ascended in a single step, becoming a peak saint just one step from legend. On this continent, reaching such a level normally takes thousands of years. He becomes certain the mysterious being was a god. He also resolves never to reveal this secret, otherwise it would bring death. Thinking of the Weian fortress lord who only became a saint a century ago, Boa smiles viciously. He forms new battle armor and turns into a streak of light flying toward Weian fortress. At the same time, Luo Feng has already forgotten about Boa. He stands in mid-air, looking down at the distant raging flame mountains. Helping Boa was merely a small compensation after reading his memories. Luo Feng could faintly sense fluctuations of divine power coming from within the mountain range. Clearly there was more than one legend inside. The raging flame mountains stretched for millions of kilometers. Deep within the lava stood a black castle. This was the residence of God Boa. A white-robed legend hurried in, reporting urgent military news. Boa casually praised him. Suddenly, a hazy golden light flashed across the hall. When everyone regained their senses, they discovered that Boa had vanished from the throne. One by one, they withdrew. What they didn't know was Boa had never left the throne. He had simply been isolated from perception by Luo Feng's golden kingdom. Looking at Luo Feng, who suddenly appeared before him, Boa was terrified out of his wits. Luo Feng felt somewhat self-mocking. After being so cautious, his target turned out to be merely a weak immortal. He ordered Boa to recount his life while secretly casting illusions to forcibly search his memories. The golden toad had already confirmed Boa was the one who triggered its reaction. But Luo Feng couldn't understand how a mere immortal could threaten the original universe. 5 minutes later, Luo Feng finished filtering through all of Boa's memories. The result only deepened his confusion. Boa was a native life form of the Juliang continent who cultivated step by step to reach immortal level. After that, he was enslaved by the Juliang main god through soul control and became one of his subordinates. Across the entire continent, hundreds of immortals were divided into two factions, Juliang and Mohe, constantly warring with each other. Other than that, there was nothing unusual about Boa's life. According to the ancestral god's orders, any target that triggers the golden toad must be annihilated. With a thought from Luo Feng, a trace of the Golden Kingdom's power was released. Boa's divine body instantly collapsed and he vanished completely from existence. Far away in the Juliang divine temple, the Juliang main god immediately sensed Boa's death. He received Boa's final message before death, learning that the enemy could release a powerful golden domain with unfathomable strength. He guessed the opponent must be another main god possessing a domain-type supreme treasure. Unwilling to start a god-level war, he chose to remain still for now, waiting to retaliate only if attacked again. Luo Feng checked Boa's storage ring, but found nothing suspicious. He took out the golden token and contacted the ancestral god, reporting the situation and asking if the mission was complete. The ancestral god laughed loudly. A mere immortal could never threaten the original universe. This was only the beginning. All life forms that trigger the golden toad must be killed. Only when everything is resolved will the origin of the universe notify him personally. After the communication ended, Luo Feng shook his head helplessly. With the golden toad's detection range of only 100 million kilometers, searching bit by bit would take an absurd amount of time. He decided to stop holding back and use the most direct method. Luo Feng burned divine power and fully activated the Wu Slayer wings. Endless golden light descended from the sky, completely enveloping the entire Juliang continent. The Golden Kingdom could extend to a radius of 80 light-years, more than enough to cover the continent. At the same time, he sealed all space. No one could teleport. Ordinary beings only saw a faint golden tint in the sky, but the immortals trembled in fear. They could clearly feel the terrifying power within the light, as if a single thought could erase them completely. Even the two main gods, equivalent to universe venerables, were completely suppressed, unable to move even a finger. They were filled with terror, thinking Yuan Ao Lord was punishing them. After confirming no stronger hidden presence existed, Luo Feng lifted the spatial seal elsewhere, leaving only a million-kilometer range around the two main gods. He teleported twice, arriving near each of them and testing with the golden toad. The Mohe main god triggered no reaction, but when he turned toward the Juliang main god, the golden toad's eyes turned blood red instantly. Luo Feng nodded slightly. He had finally found the right target. He proceeded to teleport hundreds of times across the continent, rapidly scanning all immortals. In the end, 12 individuals triggered the golden toad. He immediately sealed and captured them all. Arriving at the Juliang Divine Temple, he was surprised to find 2 targets inside. Luo Feng descended into the hall. The Juliang main god panicked, trying to flatter him and even invoking Yuan Ao Lord's name. Luo Feng directly used illusions to control him, but discovered that although he was a low-level universe venerable, he specialized in soul techniques. Luo Feng couldn't read his memories and could only interrogate him slowly. After a long interrogation, nothing of importance was revealed. Luo Feng then controlled the second target and read his memories. Just like Boa, he was also a soul servant of the Juliang main god. Luo Feng then brought the 12 immortals to the hall and searched them one by one. The result was clear. All targets shared one trait. They were all immortal-level soul servants of the Juliang main god. Meanwhile, his sector lord servants were not targets. From this, Luo Feng deduced the true source must be their master, Yuan Ao Lord. After confirming this, Luo Feng casually annihilated all 14 targets, including the Juliang main god. He dismissed the Golden Kingdom and teleported to the larger Mogao continent. Meanwhile, deep within a divine kingdom hidden in space, Yuan Ao Lord had already learned everything through soul connections. Instead of panicking, he revealed a sinister smile. This was all part of his plan, to lure experts from the ancestral god religion. Next, he intended to draw in the demon race and the Starry Sky Beast Alliance and reap the benefits as a bystander. On the other side, Luo Feng grew increasingly suspicious of Yuan Ao Lord's lack of reaction. He became certain that Yuan Ao was the mastermind. Once again, he fully activated the Wu Slayer wings. The Golden Kingdom instantly covered the entire Mogao continent, sealing all space. Thousands of immortals and 6 main gods were completely immobilized. Luo Feng teleported to the temple of the radiant main god Tao, instantly controlling him, confirming he too was a soul servant of Yuan Ao Lord. After verification, all of Tao's immortal servants were also targets. Just as Luo Feng was about to annihilate them, a cold snort echoed from afar. A massive arm tore through the 7-colored membrane. Yuan Ao Lord had finally appeared. He activated a top-tier domain-type supreme treasure. Endless golden flames swept across the continent, resisting the pressure of the Golden Kingdom and protecting Tao and the others. His voice rang out with authority, declaring that Luo Feng could not kill them. Luo Feng sneered. He immediately released the 9 Xiao River. The Golden River surged forward, instantly dispersing Yuan Ao Lord's flame domain. Radiant main god Tao and his 3 soul servants were annihilated before they could even scream. Seeing this, Yuan Ao Lord let out a furious roar.